think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.
Hey guys, Aubrey here and welcome back to another video. And in this video we're going to be discussing Automobilista 2. In particular as well, that we're going to be discussing the things that I would like to see change in the sim. These are not going to be in specific order, but I do have 10 things here that I think would make Automobilista 2 probably one of the best racing sims out there on the market. It's already one of my favourite ones. I really enjoy it because I do prefer playing in VR. And therefore Automobilista 2 is absolutely number one in VR in my opinion, with the graphics, the detail and everything else in VR. It just works fantastic. It is easy to use as well. But in this video I'm going to be discussing 10 things that that I think would make the sim a lot better, and these aren't going to be in any particular order, guys, so keep that in mind. There's no 1 to 10, they're just in no particular order. So first up, as I went to triples recently, one of the biggest things I had problems with was setting up the triples correctly. The triple screens setup situation in Automobilista 2 is absolutely terrible. I mean, on paper it should work. You put your figures down, you do all your measurements, you put all your figures down, it should work in game, but it doesn't. What they need to do is look at something that you can change your triple setup, like in Automobilista 2 and in a lot of other sims too. I think Corsair Competizione as well. In those games you can actually set up your triples and play around with all your triples setups and field of view in-game, which makes it so much easier. And one in particular is one of my favourite ones for setting up is going to be Race Room Experience, and that is fantastic. You can actually just hold your mouse button down, you can just move your mouse around, you can just put your position exactly where you want it. We just need a tool in AMS2 that allows us to set up that much better, particularly with triple setup. So that's that one. Number 2 on the list here, I've got down multiplayer needs a complete restructure. We all know this. I tell you what would help Automobilista 2 if they end up on low fuel motorsport for competition racing. That would be fantastic. But if they do a full restructure with a multiplayer system with Automobilista 2, would also make this sim a lot better. You know, if they had specific races going on with proper structure. And a really good licensing situation. There already is a bit of a licensing situation in the game, but it really isn't that good. And I personally don't like to play multiplayer a great deal in Automobilista 2. Don't get me wrong, it can be a lot of fun if you get a lot of friends together and you can set up racing. Multiplayer can be fun, but for the person that wants to buy the game and jump into multiplayer, it's not that good. So multiplayer needs a full overhaul in my regard. Okay, in number 3 we're going to be talking about physics. This is a very touchy subject for a lot of people. There are people out there that think there is absolutely nothing wrong with the physics in Automobilista 2. I do enjoy Automobilista 2, I enjoy all the sims, but I enjoy them for different things. And Automobilista 2 does not have, in my opinion, the best physics setup, or the physics feeling through force feedback, in my opinion. Guys, if you want to feel the best physics through force feedback, you want to play R Factor 2. If Automobilista 2 can go down this road with the way the physics work through the steering wheel, because at the end of the day, guys, we're using force feedback wheels, most of us, and we want to be able to feel more of the car through the wheel. I mean, the force feedback is pretty good in Automobilista 2, don't get me wrong, but I think that the physics do need a bit of an overhaul, and I think that if they go down the same road similar to R Factor 2, you're going to have a lot more people on board using Automobilista 2. That's number 3 on my list. Number 4 on my list, we need a lot more cars and tracks, guys. We all know this. We know that Ryzen had a lot of licensing problem with cars, and that is probably one of their main problems with having a lot of cars on there. But we do need a lot more diversity in cars. We need more GT3 cars, just everything. We just need a lot more cars in Automobilista 2. We can have a lot more fun and a lot more tracks. There is a lot of tracks in AMS2, don't get me wrong. There is probably plenty of tracks, but more tracks be good. And while we're on cars and tracks, on number 5 on my list, AMS2 needs to have full modding support. Like Content Manager for Acer Corsair, it doesn't have to be that good, but we do need mods for Automobilista 2 and easy ones to install. You know, similar just to copy and paste cars and tracks would be fantastic. I mean, if we have something like Content Manager for AMS2, that would be awesome. But we do need, there is modding in this game, but it is an absolute pain in the ass to get cars into AMS2. We all know, if you've tried it, it's not the easiest. So that is number 5 on my list. Number 6 on my list, I'll start by saying maybe they should upgrade the engine. I mean, AMS2 is good, and it would be a bit of a worry if they did went to a newer engine, that VR support might not be as good and the performance might not be as good. But I reckon if they can tweak their engine, or at least go to a newer engine, maybe have DLSS support as well, because that can also work with VR. We can have much better performance with VR then. It might be coming down the road, I'm not quite sure, but maybe a newer engine with DLSS support, that would be excellent in AMS2. Number 7 on my list, more selection on tyres would be great, other than just wet tyres and dry tyres. Pretty much that's all we have in AMS2 really. It'd be good if we have a different selection of tyres. That'd be great. I know that's a lot more work for Ryzen to put that in, because you've obviously got to rework physics for all the different types of tyres in there, but I mean that might come later. That was number 7. We've got number 8. One of the things that would be really useful would be if you could record your full replay external view. Obviously you can record if you're doing time trial, you can record your in-game gameplay. It'd be nice to have the replay work as well for all the laps that you do in replay. That'd just be a nice little addition. At the moment I think there is only a percentage of recording an external view that you can do in replay. That might come down the track, but that is number 8 on my list. Would be a full trackside recording and replay system. Also, I know I've touched on physics, but what we need in AMS2, or what would be much nicer in my opinion, would be a much more force feedback oriented settings. So basically we've got a few settings there for force feedback, a lot more detailed settings and for the force feedback would be excellent. So Race Room has a good one, and they all have pretty good ones. Obviously Automobilista Acer Corsair with Content Manager has a lot of diversity. We also have a fair bit of diversity with Acer Corsair Competizione as well. But it'd just be nice to have a lot more options there in force feedback, to tweak our force feedback. That was number 9 on my list, and guys, for number 10 on my list, it'd be really good to have for the people that want to play single player, because a lot of people that play AMS2 already like playing with AI. It'd be really good to have a nice single player campaign. There is such things on AMS2, but it'd be good to have maybe a GT or Gran Turismo style campaign with, you know, a lot more cinematics and, you know, just overall better single player campaign would be great. I think that would also get a lot of people playing this or driving this sim. So that was number 10 on the list, guys. So these things that I've reported on here are not necessarily you know, things that break the game because they're not in there. Obviously Automobilista 2 is still in development. We haven't seen a great deal of update lately, but these are the 10 things that I think would definitely make it my number 1 sim, I reckon. So it'd be good to see these guys. Ryzer, if you're watching, let's see a few more things happen. Be really good. A lot more cars, full mod support. That would be just absolutely fantastic. But guys, thanks for watching my video. If you want to leave a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, guys. It is a small channel. It just helps with the algorithm. And if you want to see more of my content, just hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.